You can count on. This is News Channel 15's Weekend Report.
Now at 6, people in Huntington are spending their weekend cleaning up after this week's flooding. Good evening, I'm Randy Spieth. Alyssa Ivinson has the evening off. It's been a difficult 24 hours for people in Huntington who are facing major flooding. An ice dam caused flooding along State Street, which runs parallel to the Little River. People who live in the area say they've never seen flooding this bad. 15 families were displaced from their homes. The Salvation Army opened a shelter last night, and the Red Cross has come in to help place some families in hotels and give food and clothing to those who are staying with friends or family. Firefighters broke up the last of the ice jam this morning with a powerful hose. As of this afternoon, all flooding has receded, but now families who are in cleanup mode are concerned about the cold weather moving in.
Snow on top of all this and the water and the cold temperatures. Might be more damage afterwards than right now if my pipes freeze because I have no heat.
News Channel 15's Aaron Rogers spent the day in Huntington and will have the latest tonight on Nightcast. The snow is back and it could lead to more than a few inches before it all stops. Jesse Awila has a first look tonight at a forecast. Jesse?
Yeah, it seems like we're talking about this every weekend. This weekend, no differently. We are tracking the chances for snow, and a lot of you are already seeing it if you live from Allen County south. Current temperatures right now in the lower to middle 30s across the viewing area. It's 32 in Fort Wayne, 33 in Huntington, and 31 in Columbia City. This is a tricky forecast, and here's why. Live Doppler 15 Fury storm tracker showing this band of snow that is setting up right now across the central part of our viewing area. This is a narrow band of snow, and it's continuing to develop off to our west. What's happening is the snow is moving in an east-northeasterly direction, but the band itself will start to sink to the south. So that does lead some trickiness when it comes to forecasting these accumulations, but we are expecting 1 to 3 inches of snow here in Fort Wayne and much lesser totals to the north. And when we put the radar into motion, you can see why those northern counties will see very little in the way of snowfall tonight. So we are on record watch tonight because we are expecting 1 to 3 inches of snow, and we need 2.3 more inches of snow to become the snowiest winter on record here in Fort Wayne. And then winter makes a big return this week. Get this, we've got highs in the teens and some days with morning lows below zero. Yeah, we'll talk about when that arrives in the full forecast.
All right, Jesse, thank you. A woman died this morning after getting hit by a vehicle on her way home from work. It happened at the 4900 block of Lima Road around 6:15. The driver told police that she didn't see the woman walking in the middle of the road. A Fort Wayne police officer says there are no sidewalks in that area. According to witnesses, the victim was an employee at the Shell gas station on Progress and Lima Roads. A pilot is recovering after crashing his plane about an hour south of Fort Wayne this afternoon. It happened around 1:30 when the pilot was trying to land at the Marion Airport. The pilot was able to call 911 and get out of the plane before crews arrived on the scene. He was taken to a hospital in Marion with minor injuries. The hospital says he should be released soon. A dry cleaning business on the city's south side is damaged after a fire broke out this afternoon. It happened at the Locks Cleaners on Jefferson Boulevard a little after 1:30. 3 people were inside at the time. They all got out on their own. A spokesperson for the Fort Wayne Fire Department says there is extensive damage to the business.
We can tell you that the fire was in the attic area. What the cause is obviously under investigation.
There were no injuries, and it took firefighters about 30 minutes to control the fire. The Purple Heart is one of the military's highest honors. It's given to soldiers who are seriously wounded or killed in action. Today, a local captain was pinned with the honor while never carrying a weapon on the battlefield.
This is to certify that the President of the United States of America has awarded the Purple Heart established by General George Washington at Newborough, New York, August 7th, 1782, to Captain Michael Freeze.
Captain Michael Freeze joined the Army not as a soldier, but a chaplain.
Chaplains normally aren't outside of the wire, as they say in the military, and he put himself in harm's way and was able to come back safely, although injured.
Freeze was hurt in May of 2011 while on tour in Afghanistan.
We had just sat down to a video teleconference. It was 1:30 on a Monday. Then we had the incoming. 7
rockets were fired at him and the few others he was with. Freeze suffered a concussion and still to this day sees black spots.
4 rounds were within 20 meters of me.
The chaplain's job was to give the 900 soldiers in his unit religious relief. But with the battalion seeing action on the battlefield daily, Freeze would need it himself and would pray at the start of each day.
It was always in the back of my mind that that could be the last time I pray before I see God face to face. So that does something to you when you start the day that way. It makes you realize what's really important.
Today, among the dozens there to honor him, included the most important things.
Seeing my wife and children when we redeployed in January 6, 2012 was one of the best feelings of my life.
After his time with the Army, Captain Freeze joined the Air National Guard. He's now a base chaplain at the 122nd Fighter Wing and an associate pastor at Redeemer Lutheran Church in Fort Wayne. An instrument known for its tropical sounds has made its way to the Summit City, and more than 100 people spent the morning getting chili for a good cause. Those stories when your #1 weekend news continues.
Coverage you can count on continues. This is News Channel 15's Weekend Report.
More than a dozen people spent the morning making music at Sweetwater Sound. The ukulele was the featured instrument at today's lesson. Participants learned the basics for several different types of ukuleles. The event also included a free concert. Several folks spent the afternoon baking bread at the Botanical Conservatory. The event invited people to learn the basics of bread making from an expert. Participants were able to start from scratch and leave with a full loaf of bread. The event featured many local ingredients from around the area. The first ever Cougar Chill sent nearly 100 people plunging into Mirror Lake this morning. The fundraiser was sponsored by the USF Student Nurses Association. News Channel 15's Rob Leidick emceed today's Icy Plunge. All the money raised will help send burn victims to the Hoosier Burn Camp. One of the event's organizers is a burn victim herself, and says today's plunge was a great success.
I think it's a great turnout, and I love seeing all the supporters, whether they're jumping or not. So it's a great opportunity for the community to come together. So.
Organizers say they raised about $5,000 this morning. Their goal is to send 10 kids to camp with that money. And Jesse, of course, the snow is coming back down here in Fort Wayne, and everyone's wanting to know, are we going to break the record? If you're a gambling man, is it going to happen tonight?
It's going to be a close call, very, very close call, especially here in Fort Wayne. We've got some new information into the Weather Center we're going to share with you after the break. That high of 37 we got to today,